Okay, so in this video, we are going to talk about goals. And I want to share with you the most powerful way to set goals if you still want to use that word. So I will start by saying I typically no longer set goals. Goals were something I used to be almost mildly obsessed with. And I used to have a 5-year plan and I used to map out every single strategy and step. And I can tell you from experience, and maybe you've already walked that path, it is a truly exhausting way to live. So I want to offer you a perspective to show you 3 types of goals and then share with you. I'm sure once you've listened to them, you can determine for yourself which one of these is the most powerful way. And to really ignite this inside of you right now, especially if you're someone here and you're creating and you're really moving and transforming, like I know so many of you are. So, number one is the typical goal that we've all been familiar with is head-based goals. And this is where we sit down and we think from our heads, from our minds, what would be the right thing, what we should be doing. Perhaps we're looking around the world and other people in our communities, and we're kind of going with what makes sense, often in the context of what we're creating and people around us. So the limitation of this one is you can come up with anything from a head-based place. And if you're anything like me, you will be very, very busy in the head department, right? Lots of thoughts, lots of creative ideas and impulses. And if you're not aware of how to drop down deeper, the head-based goals can really keep you on the surface level of your life and your soul purpose and your soul path. I'm getting purpose and path mixed up there. It's coming out so fast because I'm so excited to share this with you. So it lets you skim the surface, right? So head-based goals, you can do them. You've probably already done them, but let's take it 2 levels deeper. So number 2 are the soul aligned goals. So these are where we start going into dropping out of the head into ourselves, into our true natures, and really tapping into our heart and our soul and our real. It's when we start getting into true purpose and mission. So, this is where we start to really come out of the head and really feel into what is calling us, what feels like the I'm not even going to say the right next step. It's what feels just natural, like what is here for us, right? And this is where we get into connecting to ourselves and really deciding from a soul level. It's a beautiful place to be, from a soul level place, and really letting that be your compass, letting that guide you and move you forward. And then you're making decisions from this place. And typically, how you know you're doing this, if you're doing this kind of soul based, soul aligned goals, it's going to feel more expansive than the first one, the head based goals. This way, you're going to feel more in flow. Doesn't mean you're going to feel comfortable every moment, because a lot of times we're, you know, stepping out of our comfort, right? More often than not. But it's about really there's something inside of us that feels bigger than us, right? There's something inside of us that feels like the goal, the thing that we're creating and moving towards, it's bigger than just our heads. Number one, head-based goals are so limited. Number two, soul aligned goals are so much more expansive. And it's, where we get our mission from. It's where we get our coding and our soul purpose, because we all come in with a soul blueprint. So this is really, really, to make the leap from head-based to soul aligned goals is transformational in itself. I want to share a third way that is even just another level deeper, even more expansive. And this is where I moved into maybe a few years, 2-3 years ago, I'd say, like really, really practicing this. And it was coming out of goals altogether and setting energetic intentions and knowings. So this is very different. Energetic intentions and knowings are taking what we know from a soul aligned place. Like, you might know on a soul level, you're here to create what you're here to create. You're here to share a message. You're here to work in a certain way. You're here to shine your light in whichever way that makes sense for you. But we're talking about taking that, and instead of making it a goal as if it's still an outside thing, what we're doing with this soul intentions and knowings is we're coming back in to the deepest core place. And what we're doing is we're setting an intention so deeply within ourselves, and what it looks like is for me, I'll share, what kind of goes on with me. It's like where I will know my mission and I'll set my intention. So now it becomes, I intend to create XYZ. I intend. It becomes, I know that this is my purpose. I don't know how I'm going to get there. Don't ask me the next 10 steps. No idea. Not even maybe our business to know that. That's probably I'll do another video on that. But it's coming back into I set the intentions and I set the knowing. Like the knowing becomes the compass and the intention becomes what is going to happen. You're energetically confirming. And what we're doing with this was why it's so powerful. We're aligning ourselves with this trajectory. And then we're saying to ourselves and our energy field, we are lining ourselves up. We are going in this direction. Why? Because we chose. We've made a decision. We've set an intention. We've course corrected. We've aligned ourselves with this. And it is inevitable that we're going to make choices and decisions, take action from this place. And then what we're doing is, and this is important, we're not just doing the energy, we're doing the action taking, but from this place, we're taking the aligned actions. So when you have an intention and a knowing, if you already know this is what you're intending to create, to transform, to shift, okay. So as a result of this, what's the aligned step today, this week, this month, whatever works for you? So can you see and feel the difference between the head-based goal is just surface level? I think I should do this. I think I should, start a podcast because everybody does a podcast, right? Head-based goal. Soul-aligned goal says, I really feel like I'm here to share a message, for example. You really, really feel it. You can still set goals from that place. Soul-aligned and intention and, what did I say? Intentions and knowings, from that place, you've already decided that this is what you're doing. It's deep. You've set an intention. You're not trying to hit a goal. You're simply intending this is where I'm going. And then the other pieces start to work themselves out bit by bit. So I hope that gives you a kind of difference in the energy. Feel it out for yourself. Have a little look maybe today and see whether you're setting goals from which place. What does it feel like for you, and where can you take a leap to expand that and bring yourself into this more powerful energy? Because I tell you, when we do this, nothing gets in our way. And I mean, we have off days. I still have days where I feel tired, I'm not in the mood, I feel a bit crabby, but something is so easy then when we can come back to this. What is our intention? What do we know is here for us? What do we know deep down, beyond the doubt, beyond the fear, beyond the human side? What do we know that we came here for? And sometimes we have a general idea, and sometimes we don't have the details yet, but that's okay. But coming out of goals and making energetic intentions and knowings, very, very powerful. So I would love to hear what that feels like for you. Feel free to drop me a comment below. I would love to know, and let me know where you are on this. If any questions come up from this, because I can create more content. There's always a lot more to say. And if you are interested in learning more, you can just head into the description of any of my videos, and you can check out my website, different media platforms to follow me on, and get in touch if there's anything you want to share or ask me or connect with. Okay, so have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you again in another video.